New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. Come expand your spiritual journey. Join us for Just the Talk. Sundays, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Experience Unity Kitchener and Ottawa. Center for Spiritual Living Midtown. Center for Spiritual Living Denver. Unity of Garden Park. New Thought Philadelphia. The Sunshine Cathedral. Unity of Savannah. And the Om Center for Spiritual Living. Come unleash your spiritual potential with New Thought Media Network.
Hey everybody, Tracy Brown here. I am so glad that you have joined me today for the Inclusive Church, where every week we just come hang out together and explore what are some of the ideas and foundational principles which drive our intention to be inclusive. And we also explore what kinds of things can we do to then deliver on the intention, right? To demonstrate the intention. Now, in the last month, we took the whole month and focused on preparing for and extending our inclusion, our commitment to inclusion, to how we invite, include, and honor people who identify as members of the LGBTQ plus communities. And there was a lot of focus on, here are conversations you need to have, here are practical things to think about, here are audits that you might be willing to take in your own church. And so this month, the month of May, we are going to move a little bit away from the tactical and dive more deeply into the spiritual. So the entire month, each Tuesday, each show, we are going to actually do spiritual practice together. And I haven't done this in a while, which is part of the reason I think it came up for me, that after a few weeks of being very tactical and very specific and very based in action, that we don't forget that we lay the foundation for that action within. And so in all ways of being inclusive of all the many different types of people who we want to include in our spiritual communities, this month we will actually be doing that within a framework of the internal, the interior, the spiritual foundation for this. And so we're going to start today with an intent the idea or the theme of moving from intention to embodiment. I was getting ready to say empowerment, but no, embodiment, that we're going to begin to set the stage right now and today for really embodying this intention to be inclusive. And I am so glad that, Anita, you are with us today. And if you want to be like Anita, you can say hello in the chat or in the comment section. And well, we're going to be doing spiritual practice together. And so I probably won't see your comments or chats while we are doing that. And you probably won't be chatting if you're engaged in the practice itself. So let us go within. Let us go within. Just begin by breathing and journeying your way to the center of your being, right? You might want to sit with your spine upright, but not rigid, not tight, just upright, maybe feeling that straight line from your sitting up through the spine and into that highest energy of being. Maybe your feet are grounded. I'm grounding my feet on the floor. And just slow your breathing. Releasing on the exhale through your mouth. Bringing awareness to your heart space. I notice I automatically brought my hand to my heart. Feel free to do that if it's comfortable for you. And ask yourself, without listening for an answer, just make the inquiry. Who am I being when I say I value inclusion? Who am I being when I say I value inclusion? And just listen. Who am I being when I say I value inclusion? That word inclusion sounds expansive. Open. But sometimes in practice, it causes constriction, tightness, discomfort. So again, not thinking of an answer, but just noticing what comes to you when you ask yourself, where does my body tighten when I encounter people who are different from me? Where does my body tighten or contract? When do I hesitate? When do I edit myself because I'm with someone or people who are different in some significant way? Where do I pull back? Where do I tighten? Where do I hesitate? When do I pull back? When do I code switch or edit myself? And just allow examples to come to mind, not to judge them, just to notice them. Because what we do not notice, we cannot transform. So just notice, where do I hold back? When there is diversity in the room or in the neighborhood, where do I restrict myself? Where do I hesitate? Just notice. Oneness is not sameness. Oneness is the capacity to hold difference without the need to diminish it. Hold differences without diminishing differences. Continue to breathe. And just let your inner wisdom play with these next few thoughts. Just take it in. If oneness does not require sameness, then inclusion requires something deeper than agreement. It requires spiritual maturity. It requires us to stay present even when it's uncomfortable. Inclusion requires us to stay present to the differences without diminishing or judging them, even when it's uncomfortable. So I invite you to breathe with me and to repeat after me, quietly but firmly or strongly. I am willing to grow beyond my comfort. I am willing to lead with love, even when it stretches me. I am willing to see the truth of others. I am committed to a community where everyone belongs. Take a breath. This is the foundation for embodying your commitment to inclusion. Take in these words as if they are your own. I am a vessel for radical belonging. I expand beyond bias and limitation. I lead with courage, with compassion, with clarity. I create space where differences are honored. I practice inclusion in thought, in word, and in action. I am intentionally inclusive. Take one more breath. And ask yourself, what is one way I will practice inclusion in my spiritual community? What is one way I will practice inclusion in my spiritual community? Let it come. This is the work. This is the path. This is the practice. And it begins again with each breath, each word, and each action. Breathe it in. And as you are able and ready, bring yourself back fully into this moment, this space, knowing that it may feel as if you are doing this practice alone, but the reality is we do it together. We may be all over the globe in our individual homes or offices, but it is this commitment to being inclusive in our spiritual communities and beyond that actually is our collective opportunity to change the world. Giving you just another 10 seconds to get back in your body fully, to be present right here and right now. And if there is something that came to you during this spiritual practice that you would like to share, feel free to drop it into the chat or the comment section, depending on which platform you're on. This entire month of May 2026, instead of focusing on the tactics, we're going to deepen our spiritual practice together so that throughout the year, we are grounded in this commitment that it is not just mental. It is not just intellectual. And it really is not just the actions we take. The actions are the result of, they reflect, or they are the outcome of this deep foundation that is established in and through our spiritual commitment, our commitment to spiritual principle, our commitment to being examples of love and unity and harmony. And until we do that work, we don't necessarily have actions that reflect the depth of our commitment. One example, I hold back in settings until I can get a read on the room. Yeah, right? It's not that that's wrong or bad, but when we begin to say, oh, wait, these are times when maybe it's not so easy for me to model my commitment to inclusion. And when we notice it, then we can begin to change it if we like, or just be a little gentle with ourselves because we realize that's a pattern that may or may not be helping us demonstrate our commitment to inclusion. So I am energetically feeling that most are you're back in your body. You, like, I don't want to release you out into the rest of your day when you're still in that kind of woozy, deep, and beautiful space. So over the next few weeks, whether you are watching live or watching the recordings, the arc of this spiritual practice month related to inclusion, inclusive spiritual leadership is a spiritual practice. Week 1, embodiment, moving from our belief about being inclusive to making it our identity. Week 2, accountability, taking responsibility for changed outcomes and to have impact. Week 3, awareness, deepening our awareness so that we see the opportunities to be inclusive in real time, not in reflection, a month later, but in real time, that we actually are aware this is another opportunity to be inclusive. Week 4, we'll do some spiritual practice designed to help us be comfortable and confident in interrupting bias and exclusion when it is happening. And week 5, we'll focus on influence, creating a culture in your spiritual community where influence is shared, and the influence you have inspires others to do the same or to have the same commitment to creating an inclusive spiritual community. My name is Tracy Brown, and today we are focusing on, or beginning, a multi-week focus on actually using spiritual practice to affirm and to deepen our commitment to being inclusive leaders in our spiritual communities. And you can join us every Tuesday at noon Mountain Time, right here on the New Thought Media Network, for all things related to diversity, inclusion, and spirituality in our churches. See you again soon.
Thanks for watching The Inclusive Church with Tracy Brown. Join us again next week at 12 noon Mountain Time.